Shakespeare is still so prominent and within the fabric of our culture, you know, that it's everywhere. It's still taught in schools. There's probably 5 productions of Shakespeare going on in the city at the moment, you know. So for me, that's something that's always interested me. You know, I don't have any clear opinion on who wrote these plays, but I've always thought that surely one man can do it all by himself.
Do you want to pick up on this, Mr. Ifans?
Yeah, I think, like, just to draw an example from this film in particular, you know, that all great works are often a collaboration between a writer, a director, or an actor, and I think certainly that is possibly the case regarding the authorship of Shakespeare's plays. I can't lie, I'm not necessarily convinced that Oxford is the author of these plays, but I am definitely, absolutely adamant that it was not a guy called William Skakespeare from Stratford. The beauty of any great piece of art is that it creates a debate, a necessary debate, and that's what this film does, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Xavier?
Again, I don't subscribe to any particular theory. It's always struck me as a little bit of an elitist argument to say that a working class man could not have written these plays. I think Southampton's a likely contender. But I also think one of the other key issues of the film that the film tackles brilliantly, I think, is not only the authorship question, but also the relationship between arts and politics. And I think that's actually more of a focus in the film in a way, in terms of how a play can potentially at that time overthrow a government, and I think that's one of the really interesting aspects of the film, perhaps even more so than the authorship question.
Rhys, for me, you know, it's even like a line, you know, like Rhys of style. He says at one point, you know, our art is political, otherwise it would be sure decoration. And I'm always answer, you know, these people who like kind of the literary establishment, they call, you know, everything what's like kind of said like nonsense. But I think it's more, you know, for me, you know, like kind of, I think we live in a time where we have a democracy, and there's a lot of like kind of, I'm relatively convinced, you know, that Oxford wrote it, but I could not say for sure. But I for sure say, you know, here that like I don't believe the man from Stratford could have written it. There's just not the evidence there. There is, you know, there's just like no evidence for him to having been a writer, and that's like just a fact. And whenever you like kind of get in a debate, and I had one in the English-speaking union with some Stratfordians, you ask them questions, you know, like a very simple questions. Why is there no letter ever existing from a man of letters? And you don't get an answer. You get like some wish-wash about some other stuff. And one is saying, can I rephrase that question? Can I like say, why is there no book ever found, you know, in his will? Why did this man who must have written hundreds of books have not left one book? And that's all these kind of things that let me believe, you know, that silly me, that like maybe this guy was not a writer.